good evening. Hope everyone is having a great day and had a great weekend. So, I wanted to do an episode. This week's episode is about evolving and how evolving can involve eliminating, whether that be people, places, things, or just all of the above. So, I wanted to talk about a post that I had saw that talks about the subject, and there are 10 reminders for anyone going through a tough time, this can be a tough time, which is what I'm just saying about evolving. It's a lot of unfamiliar territory and just really having to trust yourself and trust the process and to go with the flow and not always know what is next or what's really happening. So it could be a trying time, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but it's always for a good reason and a higher purpose, and you just have to go through the storm sometimes to see at the end that it was worth it. So I got this from the page. It's called Anima Mundi Herbals. It's on Instagram, and like I said, it was evolving involves eliminating. It's from a quote from Erykah Badu. And so these are the 10 reminders. Number 1, every storm runs out of rain. So again, if you're in a storm, just keep going through it. Eventually it'll stop raining and the sun will come out and things will get better. Number 2, the only constant is change. Everything we perceive is temporary. This is very true. Everything is temporary. That's why they always say to appreciate where you are and appreciate when people are in your life at the time, because you just don't know, and everything is temporary. So just learning to practice more gratitude, even in the storm. Practice gratitude, because it's temporary and it's not going to be forever, and whatever it is that you're going through, it's for a reason, and you'll come out stronger and smarter and having learned some lessons, and you'll be able to be proud of the person that you become, right? Because you'll be able to shed some old habits, some old skin, some old parts of yourself that need to be eliminated and would be a part of your evolution. Number 3, every challenge is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Again, just kind of that idea of if you're in a storm right now, things are tough, or you're going through something and you're just not understanding why, and you feel like, why me, or this shouldn't be happening to you, that is usually a sign that you're going through some form of a transformation. And so it should be happening to you, because it's going to help you develop into the next person that you need to be, and in the meantime shed and transform from the person that you are today. So possibly the person that you are is no longer needed, and instead you need a different version of yourself. So the challenge is there to help shape you into that person that you're meant to be. So as long as you, again, go with the flow and let things be, and let the universe do its job, right? Let things flow in your life. Still show up and participate and do your part, but also just have that balance of letting things be and just seeing what is meant to be on your path. The next one, every struggle comes with a blessing. This is very true, because again, like, I feel like every struggle comes with a blessing, in the sense of, like, if you're going through something and it's a struggle, just kind of like that idea of, like, you have to lose something to gain what you want sometimes. So if you are, sometimes you might have to lose this relationship or this job, and it sucks because it can be a struggle at the time to get used to getting rid of something or losing something that you're used to having, and that sense of security and comfort, and going through that time period of not having what you're used to and having to figure it out, to fill in the blank, sort of. But it usually comes with a blessing of, you're going to get something that's more aligned with the person that you're becoming. And again, just kind of that idea of, like, the challenge shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Typically, you lose something, you're going through the challenge that's shaping you into becoming the next version of yourself that you need to be in order to receive that blessing and to be able to recognize the blessing and handle the blessing. The next one, sometimes good things fall apart so better things can rise. Again, just that idea of like, hey, maybe you're thinking that you're in this great situation or things are great, but there's more planned ahead for you in your life. So, and the next version of yourself, and with that will come a new version of you, and just like letting go of things that even though you think it's good, you should always want better, and so you're deserving of better, and sometimes you have to get rid of those quote unquote things that you find that are good to get something better. Next one, life is 5% what happens to you and 95% how you react to it. Again, I like this one. I think that I've learned this one a lot this year, is that it's not always about what happens, it's how you react to it. If you something happens that is unexpected and you view as bad, if you spend more of your time kind of feeling sorry for yourself or feeling like this shouldn't have happened to you, and feeling angry, or just letting whatever happened consume you, it takes away from that other percentage of you that needs to react to it. And reacting, you are technically reacting by feeling bad for yourself, rather than looking at it as like, all right, this was clearly meant to happen. I don't know why maybe yet, but in the meantime, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself to get through this, right? Because the whole point is, I thought about this quote the other day, this thing, I think I saw it on I've seen it on online, right? This Steve Harvey, he was saying if you're going through hell, keep going, because he's like, if you're going through hell, why would you stay there? You should want to keep going, and no matter how long it takes to get out of that, right? Because you don't want to stay in that. And sometimes our ego will have us staying there instead of just trying to deal with the situation and feel like, okay, hey, this is not the ideal situation for me. Maybe I didn't actually ask for what's going on, but I'm gonna see what I can do to get through this, right? Because typically I feel like when I'll use my own personal experience, manifesting a higher salary, and manifesting more responsibility, and manifesting being able to grow my business, and kind of become an entrepreneur, and go really where I'm supposed to be. And in the process of doing that, had to lose my job, which pushed me into a space to be able to focus on growing my business and becoming more of an entrepreneur and things like that. That is somewhat, again, reacting in a positive way, I would say. Maybe, I know that in the beginning, maybe I wasn't really super, I was positive as I could be. It was more so you going through a state of shock and trying to figure out all right, what's going on, kind of going through a panic of how can I fix this, and then learning to accept the situation, and not just accept it and just say, hey, this is my life and let me cry in the corner, but more so accept it all right, clearly this is supposed to happen, right? And I just gotta trust the process. I gotta keep going. No matter what it's looking like, I'm gonna keep putting in my work and doing what I can to still get to my goal, right? Because you never should lose sight of your goal, despite what it's looking like. Just keep going, because if you have a goal and you have a certain thing that you're trying to accomplish, you'll be able to stay focused, right? So again, just 95% of how you react to things. Life is really how you react, more so than what's happening. The next one, embody gratitude. Appreciate what you have in life instead of focusing on how it could be better. This is important, I think, because a lot of times we, especially in our society today, you have social media and so many things, avenues that people showcase all of these quote-unquote great things that are going on in their lives, or great things that they have. And sometimes we can get into a space of compare and contrast, and in that you can kind of lose sight of having gratitude for where you are, and gratitude for the things that you have and the things that you've done, or the people in your lives. And it's, again, operating from an ego standpoint, and you have societal pressures and all that things, and we all have gone through it, but it's just being able to recognize that and do a better job of expressing gratitude, right? And embodying gratitude, because again, knowing that even if maybe one day you want to have a house, and right now you don't have a house, you live in an apartment, or you live with your parents, or whatever the case may be, And you might see other people that are more quote unquote farther ahead than you, because they just bought a house, right? Because I know online, I know I experience it, other people must have too. Like you have Instagram, you have all these things where it's like people are posting every other day about, oh, I just had a baby, I just bought a house, I just got married, I just bought a car. And maybe you're in a space where like one or all of those things are something that you desire, and so it can kind of get to you a little bit, because you're like, dang, like how are these people doing this, and how am I still stuck in this situation, or I'm not there yet. But again, just being able to be practice gratitude and kind of have that mindset, like I was saying before, like, all right, well, if this is happening around me, right, and so many people that I know or might not know, or either one, it's these things are manifesting for them that I've been asking for, and that must mean that it's gonna come to me too. I must be next in line, because God is in the neighborhood. So just being able to switch that too, and being not only your mindset, but also just being able to be grateful, for what you do have already, right? Because if you can show gratitude for what you have, then I feel like it opens up that door for you to get more, and to get more improvements or get better things, or whatever you might view as better, because you're showing gratitude for the things you have right now. Maybe it's not the things that you want forever, but at one point you were praying for what you have. So being able to remember that, and I think that's something that I try to do a lot, is like, even if I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm ready to get out of this apartment, right? Or I'm ready to move, or something like that, or I'm ready for another job, or get a new car or something. At one point you were asking for the things that you are trying to get rid of, right? Or you're trying to upgrade or improve. So just remembering that too, and remembering that there are people who don't have what you have, and being able to, again, just practice gratitude for how far you've come. That's another time to reflect on, like, all right, dang, like there was a point where I didn't have this, or I was asking for this, and now I have it, and now I'm blessed enough to be in a space where I want to keep elevating and get something even better. So that's another way to look at it too. The next one, you have the ability to get yourself out of any situation. You're always in control. This is very true, because I think sometimes we can get into a space of like feeling bad for ourselves, because if you get yourself in a situation that you feel is tough, or you're not understanding why you're in this space or how to get out of it, you can kind of go into panic mode, and feel like, oh, my life is out of control, just because you're in a space that maybe you didn't exactly ask for, or a situation that you didn't necessarily asked to be in, right? But you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't get out of this, or like I feel you feel bad for yourself, right? Or you feel like you're stuck, or you can't, now what, or how am I supposed to get out of this type of thing. But there's always a way to get out of it, and you're always in control of yourself and of your life. You just have to take control really, and make sure and remind yourself that no matter what it's looking like, you still get to determine how your life will go. You're in control of who you are, who you want to be, and you just have to work on that, right? And put in the effort for that. If you want to be something, you want to be, I don't know, a meteorologist, this is just an example, and maybe you're trying to feel like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to be that because I can't get the job, right? But maybe you have to go and research what schooling you might need, or what type of degree you might need, or what type of work experience you might need. And then once you do that, then you can be able to get apply for the job again and get it. So really, I guess my point is, like, you're always in control. Like, even when things are not exactly how you want them to be today, you can still always have access to ways to figure out how you need to get, what do you need to do, and what resources do you need to get the things that you want for yourself. So just taking control of that, and not allowing yourself to kind of sit in this space of like, I can't do anything and nothing's going to work for me. But instead, like, what do I need to do to get things to work out for me? The next one, take responsibility. Take an honest inventory and find ways to practice forgiveness for yourself and others. This is a very important one. I think that sometimes we as humans, we lack accountability, we lack responsibility. It's very easy to get into a situation that is not ideal and we blame anybody but ourselves, right? Or we try to play the victim of saying, well, I wouldn't be in this space if it wasn't for this person, or if it wasn't for me listening to this person, or it wasn't for me making this choice. And sometimes we even ask God, why did you let this happen to me? Why am I in this space, right? And instead of realizing like, hey, maybe you're in this space for a couple of reasons, because it's part of your story, and maybe it's because of some choices that you made along the way that got you there, that maybe you didn't realize would potentially lead to this. So again, just taking responsibility, taking an honest inventory, because once you're doing that, you can be able to quickly forgive yourself and forgive others, and be able to take the lesson and move on and take the lesson with you. And next time you'll make a better decision. You won't probably have to be in that type of space, or you'll be in a better situation. So always just being able, when you get into a space that you don't like, or like there's a time you're going through a tough time, it's not always, oh, everyone around you created this. You still played a role in it, because again, it's your life. So at the end of the day, you're in control of you. So even if you didn't fully, create this situation for yourself, you still played a role in some sense, because you participated, or you made some choice, or a couple of choices that kind of influence you to be where you are in this space. So again, not saying that it's all your fault, but just saying, being able to take inventory of like, hey, how did I play a role in this? I know this situation sucks, and like example, like a breakup, like, oh, I don't, maybe the person broke up with you, right? And you're like, dang, like this sucks, like this is not an ideal situation, I'm going through a tough time, like I really love this person and I wanted to be together, and I didn't think that this would happen. So how am I in this space, and why me? Why did this person hurt me? Why did this person leave me? But you might initially think like, oh, I thought everything was great, or like, yeah, maybe the relationship wasn't perfect, but I was being my best self or something, or maybe you just thought that the relationship still could last. But you have to take the time to think about, okay, what role did I play in this? Whether it be whether you did something to the person, maybe not on purpose, or maybe on purpose, or it could just be, what role did you play in participating in this? Why did you stay in a situation or a relationship that was showing that it wasn't working? Or, why did you let it get to that person making the decision versus you? So sometimes it's that, or that's just an example, but more so the point of like taking inventory of what role did I play in my situation, because you always play a role in your own situation, because it's your life, right? There's no one 100% determining everything in your life for you. If that's the case, then we have some other evaluations to do, because that's just not that doesn't make sense, not in our adult lives. We always have a choice. You always are in control somewhat of your life. So taking accountability, taking inventory of that, and being able to understand, maybe you just made a mistake, right? Maybe you just made a choice that you thought was going to be good and it didn't, and now it's like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't know, but I did it, and now I can learn a lesson from it and make a better choice next time, right? Or next time I'll know what to do, and knowing to forgive yourself for that, like forgiving myself for not knowing, right? Forgive the version of you who didn't know, and making sure you hold the version of yourself that does know accountable next time, to make the right choice, right? So taking that responsibility. And the last one is, if you feel lost, know this is part of the process. Allow it, don't suppress it. This is a big one, because I feel like, especially at the beginning of this journey for this year for me, just feeling really lost about the situation that I was in, as far as losing my job, and feeling like, dang, I'm losing my job. I lost my job. I'm losing people left and right that, or connection, not losing people, but losing connections, and that I thought were for me, right? Or would be there, and recognizing that it's not, it's just not meant to go on with you to the next phase of wherever it is that you're going. And so sometimes we just feel lost, right? And knowing that that's a part of the process, and that's actually a positive thing. I think that they say when you do feel lost, that means that you are on the right path, because you are really surrendering to the process, and you're surrendering and allowing the pieces in the puzzle to be moved around to bring you to the next phase, right? That and shape you, right? Again, the going back to the thing of the challenge is shaping you into the person that you're meant to be. Sometimes when we feel lost, it's because we are in unfamiliar territory, because we are in a new space, because we are surrendering to allow ourselves to evolve into the next version of ourselves, and we don't know the next version of ourselves yet. That's why you feel lost, and you feel confused, and you feel out of control, and you feel like I don't know why I'm in this space. And that's when you kind of look to figure out, well, was it this thing that I did, or who this person put me here, or whatever, right? It's a trying time. It's a very trying time. Like I said before, it's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, a trying time. But we have to be strong, and you have to, again, you don't want to stay in the hell. You want to keep moving. You want to get out of it. Similar to like the episode that I have I don't know what episode it was, but when I talk about the wilderness period, again, you don't want to stay in the wilderness. You want to get through it. I'm not saying that you have to run through the wilderness, but you want to make sure that in that period, you are giving yourself grace. You are giving yourself the chance to forgive yourself and forgive others, so that you don't have to take those experiences and those situations with you to the next phase. You want to practice grace for yourself, to just learn this new version of yourself while shedding the old version of yourself, learning to understand why this is happening. Even if you can't understand right away, eventually you will. It'll be revealed to you why you had to go through whatever the tough time it is that you're going through. So again, just realizing that, like, if you feel lost, that's actually a good thing. It's part of the process. That means that you're you're moving forward. You're not staying stuck in one space, and you're not trying to go back to where how you got into it. You're more so just trying to get out of this. So that's a good thing. Right? So again, those are 10 reminders for anyone that's going through the tough time. And then the last little part, it says, let's not forget, beloveds, at the other side of the greatest challenges, we find the greatest gifts. Let's remind each other of these precious little gems as we navigate this life together. Happy Sunday. So again, that was just the idea of evolving involves eliminating. So through your evolution, through your evolving period, transformation period, you will have to eliminate things and shed things, and it's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make those things bad. It's just all a part of the process, and it's part of life. And if you're feeling lost right now, be proud of yourself, because that means that you are allowing yourself to evolve, and you are evolving, and you're shedding. Again, you're going to learn a new version of yourself. You're just you're in a challenge that's shaping you to the person that you're meant to be. So allow yourself to be shaped. Allow yourself to be challenged in this time. Allow yourself to grow in this time, and to evolve into the person that you're meant to be. And we will always be evolving. Even when you get through this one time, you're going to have another time, whether it be right away or however long right after. Like, that's always a good thing. It's like when you keep facing challenges, or challenges occur in your life, be happy. That's why they say be happy, because that means that you are not stagnant in life, and you are growing, and you are evolving, and you should be proud of yourself. And your higher self is definitely proud of yourself, because you are staying the course, and you're not getting stuck. You're not allowing yourself to get stagnant, like I said, or getting scared of evolving and the unknown. Instead, you're being very brave to allow yourself to evolve and to grow, and to step into this unknown territory, and having faith in yourself, your higher self, that it's all going to work out, and that that you are going towards becoming a better version of yourself and who you're meant to be. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, my name is Chanel. I'm the host of Black Hippie Lounge. If you haven't already followed the podcast, you can follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. and also on Instagram or TikTok at Black Hippie Lounge. Again, I'm working on creating some more content and more merchandise, like redoing the website and everything. So just give me some time with that. Again, it's evolving. So I'm just working on it as best as I can, as fast as I can, but I will let you guys know when it's updated. But in the meantime, just listen out for the podcast. And again, like I said, follow. If you're interested in being a guest, send me a message, send me a DM. And even if you're not interested, if you just have a question or you want some advice, please don't hesitate to DM me. I had a listener DM me the other day asking me for advice, which was really cool. So if I can help, I'll help. If I can't, then I'll try to direct you to someone who can. So don't hesitate to ask me for help or advice, or even if you just want to say hi, whatever. I appreciate any type of, like little communication with listeners, because I would like to be more interactive with you guys. So as always, meditate, manifest, invest in you. Take care of yourself and allow yourself to evolve. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.